On the news tonight, President Bola Tinubu departs Nigeria to France. National Orientation Agency sensitize our residents on measures to contain Lassa fever. Plus, discussants at town hall meeting on dichotomy between degree and diploma holders advocates review of the nation's education system. Good evening and welcome to Nta Akure News at 7. I am Adeni Hadejibe. Now the news. The National Orientation Agency (NOA) has held a sensitization campaign on the preventive steps to adopt against Lassa fever scourge. The agency urged members of the public to keep their immediate environment clean and improve on their personal hygiene to contain Lassa fever spread, which is prevalent during the dry season. Nta Akure reports.
Lassa fever, a viral hemorrhagic illness, is transmitted through contact with infected humans or rats carrying the Lassa virus. According to epidemiological data from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, 68% of confirmed cases have been reported from hotspot states including Ondo, Edo, Bauchi, Taraba, Benue, Ebonyi, and Kogi, with significant fatalities recorded. It is against this backdrop that the National Orientation Agency, in collaboration with other stakeholders, held a town hall meeting in Owo to educate residents on the risk, prevention, and control measures necessary to combat the spread of Lassa fever. Other stakeholders highlighted that while there is no vaccine yet, Lassa fever is preventable. They emphasized the importance of personal responsibility through good hygienic practices, storing food in rodent-proof containers, and avoiding contact with infected individuals. The NOA also organized a roadshow to raise further awareness, where residents were informed that Lassa fever symptoms often resemble malaria, but stressed that early detection and treatment significantly improve survival rates. In Akure, Nta Akure, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has departed Abuja for Paris on a state visit in honor of an invitation from President Emmanuel Macron. The president is on the trip alongside First Lady Oluremi. They were seen off by top government functionaries led by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila. The presidential 010 airplane took off at about 20 minutes past 11 this Wednesday morning. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, reveals that the Nigerian leaders' three-day visit, which will focus on strengthening political, economic, and cultural relations and establishing more opportunities for partnership, promises significant benefits for Nigeria. President Tinubu and his wife are expected to be received on Thursday at the French Military Museum by the host President Macron and his spouse for initial ceremonies that will dovetail into bilateral meetings. The two presidents are also to harmonize positions on stimulating more interest in exchange programs that focus on skill development for youths and improving their competencies in automation, entrepreneurship, innovation, and leadership. Both leaders will witness a session by the France-Nigeria Business Council, which oversees private sector participation in economic development. Wife of the host president and Nigeria's First Lady are also scheduled to discuss the Renewed Hope initiative and the interest for empowering women, children, and the most vulnerable in Nigeria. The long-standing issue of discrimination between first-degree and higher national diploma holders was the subject of deliberation at a public hearing on systemic and proactive investigation in the placement of HND and BSc holders in the civil service organized by the Public Complaints Commission in Akure. Abdulkarim Ahmed tells us more.
There is a perceived dichotomy between bachelor's degree and higher national diploma holders, which is evident in employment placement and career progression within the civil service. Public commentators are now of the view that this practice has far-reaching implications on social equality, national unity, and the future of technical education in Nigeria. The Ondo State Federal Commissioner in the Commission, Kehinde Oni, highlighted some of the implications of this dichotomy to include workplace inequality, national development stagnation, and discouragement of technical education.
The dichotomy is rooted in the structural differences between university and polytechnic education. Universities are primarily research focused, while polytechnics emphasize technical and practical skills. Unfortunately, the society bias that views bachelor degree as superior to higher national diploma has long ago created systemic barriers for HND holders. For instance, the Public Service Rules (PSR) originally limit the promotion of HND holders to grade level 14. A ceiling not applied to their bachelor degree holders counterparts.
The National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) and other stakeholders also made an appeal to the federal government to intervene and address the issue, which unfairly places higher national diploma holders at a lower level at the peak of their careers in the service.
It is reasonable to believe that HND holders' qualification and experience gained through the practical training should be significant enough to career as advancement in the civil service.
Please let us patronize this HND people more. And I made a recommendation which was later referred to the technical committee. So if these people cannot get to level 16 and 17, let them be above OLB holders and let them just be a grade level below a degree holder.
Discussants were unanimous in their advocacy for complete review of the educational system, particularly vocational studies, which they say would help bridge the perceived gap between the abilities of those with degrees and those with diploma certificates. In Akure, Abdulkarim Ahmed, NTA News.
You're still watching Nta Akure News at 7. We shall be back in a moment. Please stay with us.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
You're welcome back. You can also watch us on our social media handles: Facebook at Nta Akure, YouTube at Nta Akure, and on X at Nta_Akure. Former Governor of Kogi State Yaya Bello has been remanded at EFCC custody till December 10, 2025, when the court will deliver a ruling on his bail application. Judiciary correspondent Austin Ayebe reports that this was after his arraignment an argument on his bail before the court.
After taking plea of not guilty, the former governor was remanded to EFCC custody till December 10, 2024. The former governor was remanded in EFCC custody after he entered a plea of not guilty to a 16-count charge preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission when he was arraigned before the FCT High Court in Abuja. The alleged charge includes misappropriation and misuse of public funds, including acquiring multiple high-value properties in Mitama and Asokoro district for Abuja, the United Arab Emirates, and the United States of America. The funds allegedly misused amount to billions of naira. Yahaya Bello and 2 others are accused of breaching public trust and engaged in dishonest and financial recklessness during his days in office. After taking their plea, the defendants' counsel Joseph Daudu, SAN, moved a bail application which was opposed by the prosecution counsel, Kemi Pinheiro, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. The defendants' counsel told the court that the accused are entitled to bail, being that they remain innocent until found guilty by the court. But Pinheiro, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, said that the only relevant application before the court was the motion for bail filed on November 22, 2024. The operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have been on the trail of the former governor since 2023 when he left office until Monday when he submitted himself to the anti-graft agency. From the FCT High Court, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
And now to business news. Central Bank of Nigeria sets $100,000 minimum trade benchmark for banks as Port Harcourt's refinery resumes operation after turnaround maintenance. Let's join Ellen in the BC for details.
After 7 postponements, the Port Harcourt Refinery Company has finally commenced fuel production, promising a daily supply of about 200 trucks, with close to 1 million liters of refined products released by the plant. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited unveiled the refinery, saying the old facility, which has a capacity of 60,000 barrels per day, had been revamped and upgraded with modern equipment. In another development, the labor movement and the organized private sector have predicted higher inflation and a weaker naira following the latest hike in the country's interest rate to 27.50% by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Both groups spoke while reacting to the increase in the monetary policy rate by CBN, as the governor of the Apex Bank, Olayemi Cardoso, insisted that the country would begin to see the effects of the current monetary policies by the fourth quarter of 2025. And lastly, the Central Bank of Nigeria has issued fresh guidelines for interbank foreign exchange trading via the electronic foreign exchange matching system, mandating a minimum trade value of $100,000. The directive, dated 25 November 2024 and signed by Dr. Omolara Duke, CBN's Director of the Financial Markets Department, is part of efforts to ensure transparency, efficiency, and compliance within Nigeria's FX market. And that's all on business news. Helen Ndubuisi, NTA News.
And on sports updates, let's join Ijoma Peter Nwante.
Nigeria is solidifying its dominance at the second Africa Military Games 2024 taking place in Abuja. In the women's 100 meters hurdles final, Blessing Akpan secured the gold medal with a time of 15:51 seconds, closely followed by her fellow Nigerian Adu Stephanie, who finished in 15.54 seconds. Ogustella, also representing Nigeria, took third place with a time of 20.77 seconds.
And thank God, this is my first time that I'm coming to this World Military Game. I'm so happy for it.
In the men's 110 meters hurdles final, Kenya's Wisman excelled, winning with a time of 14.13 seconds. Algeria's Bouhani earned a silver medal with a time of 14.24 seconds. While in the judo competitions, Algeria excelled in both the men's and women's divisions, securing 6 out of 8 gold medals. However, Nigerian athletes Josephine Ijimafe and George Inyobong claimed gold in the minus 52 kg and minus 60 kg categories respectively.
We want to thank the class for the defense for sponsoring this competition and giving us the opportunity to fight and defend our country.
And finally, in football, Lewandowski propelled Barcelona to a 3-0 victory over Brest in the Champions League, helping his team secure 3 points and advance towards the round of 16. Lewandowski scored the opening goal from a penalty in the 10th minute, marking his 100th Champions League goal and joining Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo as the only players to achieve this milestone. In other matches, Bayern Munich achieved a crucial 1-0 win against PSG, while Manchester City were held to a surprising 3-3 draw by Feyenoord after leading by 3 goals, and Arsenal delivered an impressive performance, winning 5-1 against Sporting Lisbon. With sports updates, Ijoma Pitawante, NTA News.
And that's all on our news for tonight. Oluwakemi Ademola is standing by for the Yoruba translation. Good evening.